Hi, I'm Ken Miller, Director of Entertainment for the Broadmoor Hotel. Welcome to Broadmoor Entertainment's Interview Cafe. When Braun and Richard Elliot decided to start ARTizen Music Group, it was a pretty fair bet that the collaboration would be on the boards. After all, Rick's best-selling release to date is his collaboration with Boney James on Shake It Up. Duet albums from Bob James and David Sanborn, Ritenour and Dave Grusin, George Benson and Earl Klugh are among the top sellers of this or any other genre. Almost 3 years after they started ARTizen Music Group and over a half-dozen releases on their label, the time had come for them to record together. The planets aligned and they began writing and recording their own record together. Tunes like the title track R&R and An Exotic Little Burner, The Stranger, flowed from their collective musical wit and wisdom. From Que Paso's catchy hand claps, Late Night Charmer to Heart Tango, and funk jam of Cue It Up, this is simply an album that won't stop entertaining and amazing. They performed at our Weekend of Jazz. Both of these musicians are very talented and have played with so many people over the years. Richard Elliot was in Tower of Power for 5 years, and his first gig was with Natalie Cole and the Pointer Sisters while he was still in high school. Braun was in the band War. Rick went to the Eastman School of Music. These guys are really amazing and a lot of fun. They put on an unforgettable show. And now here they are, Braun and Richard Elliot, or also known as R&R. I like to ask about the creative process. If you have a project you're working on right now that you could share with us about, it'd be great.
Would you like to?
No,
I defer. Are you sure?
Yeah,
and a Scottish accent.
No, really.
And a Scottish.
Then I'll talk about mine in German.
Okay.
So we can. It's good for the international set.
Why don't you go first, then maybe I can get some ideas and plagiarize them from you.
I was hoping to do the same, but well, I'm working on. I just finished a project. I just finished 2 projects. I was really lucky to work on Richard Elliot's new CD, Rock Steady, and we just finished that, and that's due to come out in early summer. And that was a lot of fun because we went at it like a live, old school, get the fellas in the studio and everybody plays at once.
That's
and the energy on that record is something that is, you know, I'm really proud of it. You know, I think Richard, you played incredibly. He actually went in and cut his saxophone live. And we kept the majority of that.
Wow.
You know, and you know,
That's huge.
It is. I mean, when you consider how records are made today, to actually, and I'd like to take credit for the concept, but it was really Richard came up with the idea. Let's just get the guys together and blow. And what a fun time. And concurrently, I was working on my new CD. You know, which is called All It Takes, and is scheduled to come out in July. And I was very lucky to work with another great musician, Philippe Sace. And Philippe is a brilliant producer, and I really had so much on my plate that without Philippe's help, I don't think I would have been able to get everything done. And he stepped up to the plate and came through with some of the most amazing music that I could have ever dreamed of. And what happened is, because of that, even though I was working on the records simultaneously, they both have a very separate identity. Richard's is a real live a concept, and mine is more of a Euro cosmopolitan kind of Euro trash disco romantic, sweaty girls in a club, watching movies, Michel Legrand music, kind of hodgepodge of wonderful stuff. And simultaneously, I've been working on another project that I'm very, very excited to get out there, which is a tribute to one of my favorite trumpet players of all time, Chet Baker. And I went and also recorded that live in studio at a beautiful studio in the hills of San Bernardino, a patron of the arts, a 73-year-old man who owns Burlingame Industry and a trumpet player. Built this multi-million-dollar recording studio, invited us all to come out and stay at his ranch and record for free. And Brian Bromberg and Philippe Sace and Ricky Lawson and I went in and recorded songs like My Funny Valentine, You Don't Know What Love Is, Just Friends, Let's Get Lost.
Tangerine?
Didn't do Tangerine, but that's on Chet Baker Tribute 2.
So okay, cool.
We're gonna do a follow-up, I'm sure. So that's what I've been up to. That's what I've been up to.
Sounds great. Thanks. How about you, Richard?
Well, you were asking about the creative process, and of course it's different for everybody. But I think there's a few common threads in terms of what I think makes for a successful creative process, and I think it's being sincere about what you do, being a sincere artist. What I mean by that is not trying to second guess what people want to hear or what radio stations want to play, but what you're really feeling. And at the end of the day, I've always said that if the worst thing that happens is someone walks away from listening to one of my CDs or one of my shows and says, I didn't really enjoy that very much, but boy, he sure believed in what he was doing. He sure felt it. Then I think you can be satisfied. And I've always felt that way, that a person really should try and be themselves and try and have their own sound. I think that's important too. Easier said than done, I think, because of course we all rear ourselves musically by our influences, and of course, there's so much to choose from as a saxophone player, and I listened to a lot of people growing up, everyone from King Curtis to Dexter Gordon, Tom Scott, David Sanborn, Michael Brecker, and I think the trick is not pigeonholing yourself and having sort of one influence, but having as many influences as possible. And there's a great Miles Davis quote, I wish I'd thought of it. He said, the hardest thing for a musician to do is to sound like himself. But I think that's the ultimate goal. I think that's what you have to go for. And that comes from being, as I said, a sincere artist.
That's a beautiful way to put it. Thank you so much. Well, I have one more question for you. I know you haven't been here very long, but could you give us some thoughts about the Broadmoor?
I'm moving here.
You're moving?
I'm selling everything I have, and I'm going
We've
to buy
got
a
some
little
places for sale.
I know, we noticed that.
I was looking in my room at the real estate paper. Of course, the joke with my wife is every time I go to a new place, I want to move there.
God
bless.
It's true, by the way.
It's true.
He really does do that.
I come home with the real estate papers, and she has, God bless her, she has the patience to hear me out.
It's the same thing with my wife. I can't believe it.
Doesn't say a word, just walks away.
Yeah, but that's, I do it too. I mean, you go to a place, especially when you travel as much as we do, and we've been touring. Well, this year we're touring with Jazz Attack, which is Rick, myself, and Jonathan Butler. All last year we did R&R, which was Rick and I, and then of course today or this evening we're playing with R&R, which has been just a wonderful tour. And the great thing is we get to go to different places and play, and you get to see different scenery and how people live in different places. Who doesn't, go to a place and then look around and go, I could live here. Yeah, this could work. And you start sort of picturing yourself, mowing the lawn in your house in, Gettysburg, Pennsylvania.
It's so funny. I come home with farms and land, and for a while I was looking at. I even was calling the people in Colorado. I'm going, looking at 36-acre plots, drive up an RV and park it on there, and that would be where I'd come and spend time. And she'd just look at me and hope it would go away.
We were just playing we were just playing in St. Lucia.
I know.
St. Lucia is the Lesser Antilles. It's like off the coast of Venezuela. Did you picture yourself living there at all?
Well, yeah, of course.
Yeah.
Why not?
Okay.
Why not?
Standing on the beach and looking at pristine water and
it's gorgeous
weather, and you go, yeah,
I could do
this would work.
Yeah.
But St. Barth's was the place that we all wanted to move to.
St. Barth's, yeah, amazing place. Yeah, that's an amazing place, and that's the West Indies.
I don't know.
It's something like that. It's a beautiful island.
It's so funny. You go look at the history of any of those islands. It's the country with the biggest ship who came through last owned it, right. and the last ship through. That's just where it stayed. Yeah.
But about the Broadmoor. This is beautiful. I love Colorado, anyways. It's a gorgeous place, and it's hard not to think of yourself living in the mountains, beautiful scenery, and no, it's gorgeous here, and everyone has treated us so wonderfully, and we're looking forward to playing. And it's
can't wait
great
to hear it tonight. I just can't wait. It's going to be a great night. And,
we're excited too.
well,
Very
thank
excited,
you.
Ken.
Thank you very much for your time today.
Our pleasure.
And that's it for now.